Welcome back to the Never-Ending 240 project. If you're new here, we spent the last 2 years completely reshelling this car. In the last episode we did the first drive, so this is officially a running and driving car now. But as you can see, it's still far from done. The main thing that still needs to be done is a ton of body work. We have to put all the missing body panels back on, fix a bunch of dents, fix a bunch of scratches, make it all fit together properly, and then paint it. By the end of this video, I want this car completely back together and ready for paint. So the first thing I'm going to do is just a rough reinstallation of all the body panels. Just get everything where it's supposed to be, maybe with a couple bolts holding it in, and that way we can assess what the situation is.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's all the body panels reinstalled. Honestly, with like the red and the teal multicolor and the mesh wheels, it's kind of giving me like a Harlequin Golf vibes. But Harlequin Golfs are ugly, so we're not doing that. Overall, we've got like 4 different colors of panel from at least 6 different cars. So here's the basic plan. With all the panels installed in the car, I'm going to go through and do the majority of the body work. So that includes fixing dents, lining up panels, some Bondo work on the repair panels we added a few years ago. Then I'm going to take any panels that can be painted separately off the car, going to prep everything, paint everything, and then reassemble it. When I just say it like that, it does sound really straightforward, but this is a seriously daunting amount of work. It's feeling kind of overwhelming, but I guess we'll take it one step at a time and see how it goes. First thing I'm going to do is completely take care of the windshield frame. I'm going to strip out all the old sealant and rubber that's still in there, and I'm going to clean up a bit of rust, and then seal the whole thing back up, get it painted, and that way it's completely done. We don't need to worry about it anymore, which means I can stick a sheet of cardboard over it to protect the interior while I do all the rest of the car. There we go. Now I can do all the body work I need to on this car without worrying about completely destroying my interior. Okay, now I'm going to go through with a paint pen and mark out all the places that are going to need more body work. I think I've circled everything important, and by my count I've got 33 circles on the car. These range from small door dings to more sizable dents to rust repairs that I did earlier and now have to go through and finish. 33 seems like a big number, but a lot of them are really minor. We're just going to start somewhere and keep working until they're It's actually 34. I literally just found one while I was talking. And that's definitely going to happen more often where while I'm working I noticed one that I missed before. So now I'm just going to pick a place to start and get fixing. Okay, so of all these dents, only one of them actually is going to require body filler. For these guys back here, there was enough thickness in the paint for me to get rid of the dent by just sanding some layers off the paint. But this guy I sanded all the way to bare metal and I still didn't get this flush, which means we need a bit of body filler in there. I accidentally mixed this filler with way too much hardener, but it's such a small patch, it's not really gonna matter. Driver's side door is pretty much the same story, just a few small door dings. I don't think any of these will require body filler, but we'll see. Yeah, like I thought, none of these actually required filler. Just sanding them was enough to get them nice and flush. Okay, next I'm going to worry about the hood. The hood is probably the worst single panel on this entire car. Not only is it covered in tiny dents like these, it's also got this huge dent right in the middle, which hopefully I can just pop out from behind. And it's also got this one corner that's like completely caved in. So it was a lot nicer when I bought it, but storage has not been kind. I was actually able to pound most of that big dent out. There's just two remaining low spots that I wasn't able to hit from the other side because they're hidden behind bracing. But they're small enough and shallow enough that shouldn't be the worst thing in the world to put body filler in there. That didn't go as slick as I thought it was going to. That's going to need filler. Okay, the next thing I'm going to worry about is this one here. It's kind of hard to tell what's going on, and it's not super major, but it is noticeable. This section right here has been pushed in a little bit, so there's now a gap in between the body and the tail light. I'm not sure what happened, but it looks like something hit it right here. Just push that in. So now we've got the gap. So what I'm going to try and do is get at this from the other side, push it back out, and get rid of that gap. Okay, so I did a bit of pounding from the other side to push this out, and then I also pushed the mounting surface for the light in a little bit, and that eliminated the gap around the side of the light here. Any little gap you can still see here is consistent with how the other side looks, so I'm happy with it. Now, since I hammered the hell out of this, I did make this surface really bumpy, so what I'm going to do now is flatten these bumps as much as I can, then I'm going to strip the paint off, and then I'm going to add a bit of body filler in here just to flatten everything out. cares about this? There's a blue jay in my backyard. And my neighbor's dog is getting yelled at. Next, I've got this low spot on the trunk lid here. This one will be easy. I just have to make sure I get all of this teal paint out of the way. Here on the passenger side, and I'm going to fix them all in one go, so I only have to mix one batch of body filler. Small one we got on the roof. The main challenge here is just going to be keeping dust out of the sunroof. Okay, that's all the relatively innocuous little dents and dings taken care of. I'd say we've done about 20 of the 30 locations I initially identified. The stuff we've got left is all a bit more involved, a bit more difficult. Before we get into that stuff, I'm just going to go through all these ones I've already done and give them a quick coat of primer. This is just a temporary coat that'll get sanded off later in the paint prep process, but for now it's going to protect any bare metal, and it's also going to allow me to see if I kind of left anything uneven. Okay, cool. With the primer on, I'm looking at all these spots, and they all look very nice, very smooth. Having a nice uniform finish over them makes it really easy to spot low spots or high spots. And I'm not seeing any of that, so I think we're good there. There's a few spots around the edge of the windshield, like this one, where I cleaned up a bit of rust, and now it's kind of uneven, so now we're going to do these guys. This one here, I actually need to get underneath this fender to do it properly, so I'm going to hold off on this one until later on in the process where I pull the fenders off. This is a rust repair I did about a year or two ago. When I bought this chassis, this entire corner was completely rusted out, so I cut out all the rust and I built a new corner from scratch. And at the time I went, okay, that's solid, I'll come back and do all the finishing work later. And now unfortunately it's later. This repair has gathered a bit of surface rust in the time it's been sitting, so I got to get rid of all that surface rust and then smooth everything out, bit of Bondo to level it, make it nice and smooth, and that should be good. then I have to do that in maybe 4 or 5 more places where I did other rust repairs. Alright, I'm really happy with how I was able to get the shape here. That's like perfect factory shape. But I'm going to be real, there is a bit more body filler in here than I would usually like. But that's just how it goes sometimes. Sometimes you run out of talent and all you can do is make up for it with body filler. With a coat of primer on it, you can get a better idea of what the shape actually looks like. And come on, give me some credit here. That's factory. I've got a bunch of random little holes in the body panels from when this car used to have a body kit. Obviously this car is not going to have a body kit anymore and these holes look horrible. So I'm going to go through with a welder, fill all these holes in, then grind them down, smooth them out with some body filler and make them invisible. Okay, we're just about done Bondo work. We've got 3 more spots. 1, 2, 3. I think at this point we all know what Bondo looks like, so I'm just going to jump cut to when it's done. Okay, those spots were no big deal. And with that, I'm done body work. I don't even remember how many spots we had to fix. That part where I was drawing yellow circles all over the car in real life was like 8 months ago. But this seems like a logical place to end this part. We're all done the body work, and we've got realistically 1 more episode worth of stuff to do, and that's paint. As soon as I turn this camera off, I'm going to start ripping this car back apart, even though I spent so much time putting it back together. And then we're going to prep it, paint it, put it back together, throw a windshield in it, and it's going to be done. And I want to get all that done in the next video. I've been saying this for the past 2 years, but I want to get this done in time for me to have some fun with it this summer, spend some time cruising around in it. Right now, it is the end of February. I've got a schedule of what I need to do and when I want to have it done by. And the date of completion I am shooting for is August 1. That's when I want to have this car done, on the road, cruising around. Gives me the tail end of summer to just enjoy it, which I've been waiting to do forever. So anyways, stay tuned for next time, and don't you even fucking think about commenting on this video. I will not tolerate it.